Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of Doctor Who reviews and more video update. Well, I have been finished with episode 5, 6, and 7. I watched them the day before on Tuesday. Yeah, and it was that I was supposed to do a video on Wednesday of those three episodes I watched the day before. Well, the day was the 16th of September. I started watching episode 5 at 11:30 p.m. and then I was finished uh, 10 past 12. No, 10 past 1. 50 minutes later. And then I watched episode 6 and 7. So I used a couple of hours from 11:30 p.m. on Tuesday, on the 16th of September, till 2 or 3 a.m. at Wednesday night till Wednesday. So, well, episode 5 is called the story and the engine. Well, this time, the Doctor has problems with the TARDIS, so they landed, and where they landed was a barber shop nearby because the Doctor has been there before, but not cutting his hair. No, it's for other reasons. So in Lagos, a mysterious figure called the barber rules. Yeah, well, the barber needs stories. So everyone that comes into the barber shop can't leave. No, they cannot leave. When you get in there, you cannot go out. So you must sit down in a chair, get your hair cut, and tell stories. And well, the doctor finds stories hold the real power as he confronts the spider viewing a vengeful web. Yeah, well, the Doctor opens the door. He wants to get out, and then, almost everyone flies out. Almost everyone. So the Doctor stands there at the door, and he sees this spider creature that carries the building where they're in. Yeah, they're in a building, and outside there's a big spider that carries it. And well, in Laos, the Doctor goes to a barber shop to get a haircut and visit an old friend. Yeah, he was supposed to get a haircut. Yeah, and visit an old friend, but he soon finds himself trapped in a web of deceit, telling stories and powering a mysterious engine, helping the ominous barber is a former fiancé of the Doctor's. Yeah. So, well, also there's a woman comes in, and her be called Abby, and she sees the Doctor before, but this time when she saw the Doctor for the first time, it was the fugitive Doctor that she talks to. So you see a little flashback of the fugitive doctor in there, talks to Abby. And, Abby works for the barber, so she can come out as well, because she has something on her hand or arm that she push the button and she can go out the door. And also the barber can go out as well. But, but the customers that's there cannot go out. If they go out, they will come face to face with huge spiders. So, this episode 5, is, if you are a huge fan, of spiders, this is our episode for you. Yeah, this is a great episode for you. If you are a huge fan of spiders. Yeah. But I am not a huge fan of spiders. No. But I like to watch Spider-Man. Yeah. Sometimes I like to watch Spider-Man, The Adventures of Spider-Man. Yeah. But I'm not a huge fan of spiders. No. And also, Belinda. Yeah, Belinda walks in because she was inside the TARDIS, and when every time there was people that comes into the barbershop, the TARDIS turned red, and it was the sound that makes Belinda keep her hands front of her ears, because it was a terrible sound that pops in. Yeah. And everyone in that barbershop has to tell a story to make the spider go. Without the stories, the spider was slowing down. And also the barber tells the doctor who he is. He is lots of creatures, lots of gods, he tells, through the years. But the doctor isn't. Well, he don't believe that this man could be all these people, all these creatures and gods. And later on, the doctor convinces him to let the people go. And later on, he let those people go. Yeah, but not the man, but the woman, Abby. She finds a way to trick the barber without he knows it. Yeah, because she tells a story when she cuts the doctor's hair. She did something to the doctor's hair. Yeah. And when she did that, she tells a story, and afterwards, she finds a way to let those customers go. But the man was a little angry. But, at the end, the man thought, what am I supposed to do now? And before the episode ending, after Belinda and the doctor goes into the TARDIS and go on the next adventures, you see the barber walks into the barber shop again, and then episode end. So it ends. So the ending is good. It ends very good. Episode 5. I liked it. It was a great episode. It was a little different episode though, that I'm used to when I'm watching Doctor Who. Yeah. But this was a good episode. It was joyful. I enjoyed it. It was fun, exciting. Yeah. And Stars, well, if I'm going to give it stars, I probably give it 7 out of 10 stars. Yeah. Well, the next episode is episode number 6. Um, well, before you know that the doctor has trouble going home with Belinda. Yeah. To the time 2025, the year 2025, the 24th of May. But we're gonna find out who is responsible for it very soon. Um, episode 6, yeah, episode 6 is called the Interstellar Song Contest. Yeah, it's just like the Eurovision Song Contest. The doctor's mission to return Belinda to Earth brings them to a space station. Song competition. And what starts as entertainment turns into a fight for survival. Because there are someone there that takes over the station. The doctor and Belinda arrived at the Harmony space station, which is hosting an interstellar song contest. Well, just like the Eurovision Song Contest, you know. But the contest soon turns lethal when a terrorist takes control of it, and members control of it launched the 10,000 audience members into space and prepares to kill the 3 million people that are the viewers. Yeah, trillion of viewers he wants to kill that watch the show. So he has this bomb in the way, a sound, and when one of the contestants gonna sing, it's gonna turn off, and then a terrible sound is gonna kill all the viewers out there. Yeah, and also Mrs. Flood. Yeah, Mrs. Flood has is transport. No, she's there sitting in the audience first and see the contest. And when the people was launched into space, yeah, even the doctor, yeah, he was in space as well, and he was frozen, and also the TARDIS. But when he was in space, he saw his granddaughter, Carol Ann. Yeah, you know, the woman, the girl that plays his granddaughter in the day. He saw her in front of her. Yeah, and then he wakes up and grab something out there, and he flies into the airlock and into the station. And then he pointed at those 2 guys he saw, and then he fainted. Yeah. And also Mrs. Flood was there. Yeah. And afterwards, you know, the doctor, he saw Graham Norton. Yeah, you know Graham Norton, the man that has a talk show called the Graham Norton Show. Yeah, he was in that episode. Yeah, as a hologram, and he warns the doctor in the end when you see the doctor and Belinda is heading for the TARDIS. Then he appeared and he warns the doctor why he cannot go back to the 24th of May 2025. Yeah. And Mrs. Flood was transported to back to the station, and afterwards she biogenerated. Yeah, you saw she was split in two, and then she reveals herself. We are the Rani. The Rani, the renegade Time Lord from Gallifrey. Yeah, and she, Mrs. Flood, and her second part, uh, has a trap for the Doctor. They're laying a trap for the Doctor. Yeah. So how it goes, find out. To be continued. Well, episode number 7 is called The Wish World. You know, the Ronnie, Mrs. Flood's other part, kidnaps a little special baby and killed the baby's mother. Yeah, she killed her because she lies in the bed and she gave the baby to the Ronnie. And the father is being turned into an owl. Owl, you know. And the baby siblings, and the baby's sister and brothers, was turned into some birds. Yeah. And while the traps are sprung and old enemies unite as the Doctor and Belinda finally arrived home to find a very different world. Yeah, they were married and have a kid named Poppy. Yeah. Can the Doctor see the truth before midnight arrives? And the Doctor and Belinda have a daughter named Poppy and live in a world that may be their own. But meanwhile, the Ronnie, Mrs. Flood, and Conrad. Yeah, Conrad is back. Yeah, the idiot Conrad, he's back. Working for Mrs. Flood and the Ronnie. So meanwhile, the Ronnie, Mrs. Flood, and Conrad attempt to increase the Doctor's doubt and bring back. We have an old enemy of the Doctor in season 1. Can you guess who that is? Well, I'll tell you. Sutak. Yeah, he comes back in the first season. But who will return in season 2? Stay tuned. Yeah, we're back. So, Ronnie, Mrs. Flood, and Conrad attempt to increase the Doctor's doubt and bring back Omega. Yeah, Omega was in the episode called The Three Doctors. Yeah, back in the 70s with Patrick Troughton as the second Doctor, John Pertwee as the third Doctor, and William Hartnell as the first Doctor. Yeah, there we saw Omega. And, Sutek, we saw him in the episode called Pyramid of Mars with Tom Baker and Elizabeth Sladen as the fourth Doctor and his companion. The first Time Lord from the underworld. Conrad is back, and he's working for both of the Ronnies, Plus, an old enemy of the Doctor will appear, and that's, You're right, Omega. And well, also, yeah, also one of the Doctor's friends will also appear. You know, Millie Gibson as Ruby Sunday. Well, she remembers the Doctor, so she comes to the Doctor's house and talks to the Doctor. And she said that also, you don't have a daughter, and you're not married either. But the Doctor didn't remember her, and he looks this funny at her, and Belinda calls the cops. Yeah. And also, almost at the end, that the Doctor finds out that the table they have in the kitchen, when you put mugs on the table to drink coffee or milk off, or glasses, and it falls straight uh, off the table. Yeah, it's well, it looks like that the table are kind of a hologram. So when you put the mug on the top, it falls straight through the table. So the Doctor, you know, sits in the kitchen and finds this out, and you see that Belinda wakes up at the end, and she heard that glasses go to the floor, and she was curious, so she went to the kitchen, and then she find the Doctor sitting there, and the Doctor has a doubt. And well, you know that in that world, if you have doubts of anything, or if you say something, it could be illegal, and then you can be arrested. So, Belinda, she calls the cops. Oh, my husband have doubts. Yeah, so you have to come. And then you see the cops come, arrest the Doctor, and afterwards you see Mrs. Flood. Yeah, she was dressed like a cop, and she has her mother. Yeah, Belinda's mother was there. And Belinda's mother tells the cops something. And then you see Belinda gets arrested. Yeah. And you see that at the end that, the Doctor stands on the balcony outside the headquarters where the Ronnie and Mrs. Flood are, and Conrad. And and also the baby, Conrad says, "Oh, he's mine." He's an idiot. Yeah, I don't like Conrad. I hate him. He's terrible. Um, and then the Doctor got was at the balcony, and you see that it was explosions around that, and you see the Doctor falls down, and then to be continued. How can the Doctor survive? And also, how can the Doctor save the world from old enemies, the Ronnies and Omega? Well, he has beaten the Omega before. Can he do it again? Or is it too late? Well, you have to find out if you are watching the last episode of Doctor Who. Yeah. So that was Doctor Who reviews and more video update. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for watching. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate and respect Doctor Who. I do. But there's some people out there that takes advantage of Doctor Who and judge Doctor Who. But I don't do that. No. I appreciate Doctor Who and I respect Doctor Who and the show. Yeah. So that's it for now. As the fourth Doctor used to say, hey man, do you want a jelly baby? So share your knowledge, collection with other Doctor Who fans all over the world. And, well, if you have watched this episode till the end, hashtag the Omega returns. Hashtag Omega returns. Bye. Well, Varada Setu plays Belinda Chandra. And Susan Twist plays Susan Triad. And Anita Dobson plays Mrs. Flood. And of course, Millie Gibson as Ruby Sunday. And then we have Nugatti Gatwa as the Doctor. And we also have Jenna Redgrave as Kate Ledbridge Stewart. And also we have Alexander Devrient as, the terrible person in Doctor Who history. He plays Conrad. Yeah, I hate Conrad. Conrad is the terrible person in Doctor Who history. Yeah, I hate him. Well, I hope that he get killed by Omega in the next episode. I hope that he gets killed or turn into a Cyberman or a Dalek. Yeah, I hope that. Because I don't like Conrad very much. Not after what he did to the unit, until Ruby, and to the Doctor. No. So that's it. Sorry to make this a long video, but I'll be back with the last episode called episode 8. But the title, well, I don't remember the title yet. But I have one episode to go, and that's the last episode in season 2. And after that, I'm going to tell you what I think about season 2. So, bye.